Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Full Court Press. Today we're going to be talking about the first week of Recball playoffs that took place just this past Sunday. And we have a special announcement at the end of the episode, so definitely stay tuned, or if you want, just skip to the end. Because, it's definitely a very exciting announcement.
Don't skip to the end.
Don't skip to the end. That was just a joke. But so I guess we can start off with the scrimmage that happened at 9:15 Sunday morning. Steinberg versus Nagi. Nagi versus Henderson. The 1 and 2 seeds had nothing scheduled, so they decided to wake up in scrimmage, which is very kudos to them because I don't think I would have done that. Steinberg Nagi took it 44-41. I don't think we really need to say much more than that.
It was a scrimmage.
Yeah, it was a scrimmage. So going to the 10-15 games. The first game, Seymour versus Barry Barr. Team Seymour took it 50-40. Great game all around from Team Seymour. I think we had like a 18-point lead going into the half. Slipped a little bit when just some sloppy play, but overall, pretty good game. I know Colin wasn't there for that. I don't know if anybody. I think Ben filmed it, but
I see you at 11 though.
Yeah.
Big performance there.
Yeah, Jacob 18, Brady 11, Vincent and Elliott with a nice 8-piece. We're really coming together. Like, this is exactly what we needed. Like, all of us to, like, play well. Tom Gag didn't get on the score sheet, but he had, like, a good defensive game. And then on the other side, we limited Big Mike and Desmond to only 24 combined points, which was a recipe for success. Colin Barr had 9 as well. But I think that's it's not, like, that deep, because it really wasn't all that close. They made a little run. Sullivan was getting under our skin. But other than that, it just was a Seymour win from the beginning to the end.
I would like to shed some light on my boy Elliott. I think he's a good candidate for deep boy this year. He's been going off on defense. He gets so many blocks every game. I just want to say that real quick.
Yeah, a lot of blocks, a lot of fouls.
Yeah, I think on Team Seymour at least, Jacob kind of just had his normal good game, and then there was a lot of reinforcement by you and Vincent and Elliott, so it was kind of like even scoring, I'd say. And that's always good in rec ball.
Would you say that Vincent took our advice from last podcast?
No.
No?
He did not. There's a little stretch in the third quarter where I actually told him, remember what I said. Well, and then he listened. So that's all you can ask for.
There's still time, Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent had 8 in the first half.
Another similar performance to last week.
Yeah. So I really think we're fine. We're moving on. We have Team West versus Team Pashota. Team West took it 55-46. Colin, the score sheet is a little bit of a meme. Like, I need some more insight about what happened that game.
Yeah, we had our scorekeeper leave like halfway through the game, so our book didn't really get kept. So we had to make some stuff up. We guessed, I guess. But I will say I had 17. Cooper definitely had over 20. He was our leading scorer. Brendan fouled out in like the third quarter. It happens sometimes. And I believe someone else, JJ fouled out for them pretty early in the fourth as well. I want to say Taco was their leading scorer, but he didn't have a great game for his standards. I'd say he had like around 20 on a lot of shots. And it definitely was a lot closer than we were anticipating, but unfortunately Mikey Koo went down with a allergy-related injury the night before, so he couldn't make
Prayers
it.
up to Mikey Koo.
But yeah, we wore Mikey wristbands with his name on it. I guess that kind of helped us win.
He was there in spirit.
We won in his honor, yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't able to watch this game because I was playing. But
did you guys watch this game?
I didn't, but kind of just hearing from you guys obviously, I think, have more depth than them. And if Taco didn't show up, then they really didn't have a chance, kind of.
I'd say that's a fair assessment. Moving on to the 11:30 set of games, we had Colin Shoe versus Team Last. Pretty obvious, Colin Shoe won 75-49, which is actually crazy. Common Brendan Martin 25+. He had 28. I feel like that happens like every game. Kevin and Eli both had 20+, and Ian had 15. That's a really good game from Ian. Yeah. Good to see like your depth have games like that because you know what he's capable of in the future.
Ian Kim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I will say my insider source tells me that Eli is 100% healthy. I know my insider source also told me that Eli was out for the season, but apparently I made that up. So my source is Will Collins. I'll name drop him. Apparently Eli is back 100% healthy. He's running. If there was a track season right now, he'd be running in it. So yeah, him dropping 20, Kevu dropping 21. That's like pretty much the top tier. Of this
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, Eli's scary. Like now that that team is really scary now
Yeah.
that everybody's healthy. Because going into the season on paper, we all thought they were gonna be great. The only thing that like made them a little questionable was when Eli and Will were both injured. But now that that's not the case, it's
Yeah. It just kind of goes to show that playoffs is like a whole new season. Like the regular season doesn't really matter
Yeah.
except for seeding. And it's
that's a
whole new
mantra our
beast.
team definitely lived
Yeah.
by. Jacob Blinsky, of course. You know,
Yeah.
why try now when the playoffs is the only thing that matters? But moving on to the Team Lombardo versus Team Burke. I was flipping between both these games for the during this time. I think this was the other 11:30 game. Team Lombardo took it 66-55. It was a closer game than the score sheet like tells you, because it was like within like 4 for like a majority of that fourth quarter. But Team Lombardo really pulled it out. Michael is like I have to say, like, he just is really, he might have like an MVP season next year. That's my guess.
Interesting.
He's really, really good. And the fact that him and Tommy are going to be able to be on the same team next year too, because they're both juniors, is just a scary sight for the Recball future. Boston poured in 19, and for Team Burke, Hayden had 20, and then Sullivan, I don't know if that's Cam or Luke, had 13.
One of them.
Yeah, one of the Sullivans. But I mean, this is kind of like what we all had predicted.
Well, I had
think.
Team Burke.
Oh,
I
you
did
did.
Team Burke.
Oh.
A little biased
Yeah,
there.
that's
I'm
true.
on Team Burke. And we were up, I think, going into second quarter, we were up 8.
Yeah.
So they came back 19 points. It was a lot closer than the score sheet said. We kind of gave up at the end, I think, a little bit after we went down like 4 or 6. It was a really good game, though. Everyone on our team did well.
How did you do, Matt?
I got injured from a previous injury, so I had minimal
Re-aggravated
playing
it.
time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry
to hear
about that.
man.
Next season.
Yep.
There's always next season.
There always is for most. Going to Team Griffin Townsend, well, Team Townsend versus Team Meyer. Team Townsend blew out Team Meyer, 50-27. Charlie had his worst game of the season. Just happened to be in a playoff
Not the
game.
time to have
6
your worst
points
game.
for Charlie Snow, the number 1 pick. Really, just like not a good sight to see for Team Meyer when if Charlie's scoring 6, you're not going to win, and when Jay Bond gets thrown out in the first quarter, you're also not going to win. Shout out to David, he had 9, pretty good looking 9. But on Team Townsend, Aiden took control with 17. Griffin and Caleb, the senior duo, put in 9 themselves. I think Aiden must have done a crazy job on Charlie to limit him to 6.
Yeah.
So like
That's what I'm
that's
seeing there.
yeah, that's crazy defense from Aiden Warner.
We'll say we want to give a shout out to Jackson Bond. We just saw him
In the
walking
parking lot,
in the
yeah.
parking lot. But yeah, you really can't win. I think once Jackson Bond got ejected, that they pretty much lost the game, and they kind of gave up too. I noticed it
Yeah.
wasn't a great game to watch because it was out of reach the entire time after
Yeah.
that happened.
I know Charlie was upset about it, the calls. He thought he was getting hacked a lot. Wasn't really getting anything to show for it on the free throw line, but
6 points from him is just so surprising.
yeah, very surprising. You'd think he'd stumble into something more than that. Like 6 just seems like it's quite an anomaly. Just stinks that it had to be during the playoffs.
You hate to see it. You
Yeah.
really do. My bracket's busted.
Yeah, going on to the next game. Just phenomenal. Wait, is this the last game? It is.
Yeah, it was the 11:30.
I believe you forgot about Team Tam.
No, this is the last game. What I'm about to say, Team Calderone versus Team Tam.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
last game.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was an 11:30 game.
Yeah.
This was an 11:30 game?
We went out of order a little bit, but
shout out to
it's fine.
Sebastian for posting this late because I just went on recent posts and this happened to be the last one. Team Calderone pulls off the upset of the century. 47-34. It wasn't even close. It was a blowout win.
It wasn't close the entire time either. It's
Yeah.
not like this happened,
Yeah.
like this was some anomaly, like they went on a run in 4 minutes.
Yeah, they were in
like, this was
control the whole entire
It was-
game.
It was wild.
I wanted to say something about this game. I want to say at the start of the game, Logan Mush just went on a 9-0 run by himself. He scored 9 points, and the Team Tam as a whole scored probably like 4 points.
Yeah.
After that, right? Logan dropped 20. I thought he dropped like 15 or something, but he like
20
went
apiece
off.
from
I think we
Logan.
have to drug test Logan much.
Yeah.
I've never seen a jump in performance this high.
Everything he just everything he threw up just went in, right? I didn't
Actually
even do
crazy.
anything. Like Matt only dropped 8. That was his worst performance of the season.
Yeah.
I didn't even do anything. I had
Yeah.
like 2 points and
Yeah.
like all I did was on defense. You know, it was all Logan and Speckman this game.
Yeah, shout out to Speckman. He hit
Speckman's-
timely 3 after timely 3.
Yeah.
I'm sure all 9 of his points were all 3s, and all of them were at the exact time you needed them.
And this is with Matt Mendes scoring 8.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
On the Team Tam side, only put up 34. Ayush with leading the way with 10. Sean and Muck 8 and 6 apiece, respectively. The comments on the Facebook just could not believe it. Just Oral Roberts type beat from He-Man. Could not have said it better myself. Exactly the
Right on
two
point.
second seeded Ohio State versus 15 seeded Oral Roberts, first round of the playoffs. Exactly the same thing.
With no context, this looks like a satirical score. It really does.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
Like
does.
Logan Much
Yeah.
leading in scoring with 20. Matt scoring 8 and them still winning by 13. Like, I would
Yeah.
never believe this in a million years, but it happened.
I think we were talking a little bit about how Team Tam was like on a lull going into the playoffs. We just did not expect it to continue at this like that.
Yeah, I don't know what their breaking point was. Maybe it was that 18-point performance on Monday night. That could
Yeah.
take away the spirit of any team.
Yeah, it
But,
could. I also
oh my
do want to
God.
say I got some not insider sourcing, but I saw in the group chat before that some people were saying that it was basically a bye week. And that's never a good thing to go into a week thinking that, because week 1, for me personally, we're going against Calderone, and we thought that had the same exact thought, and we ended up going into the half like down 20. We just happened to have like a crazy upset that day, but that doesn't happen for everybody.
Was your insider source Taylor Fredman?
Yeah, it
Coach
was
Taylor Fredman.
Taylor.
I heard the same thing. He
Yeah.
said their whole group chat was saying, "All right, let's prepare for next week. We don't have to prepare for this game." Well, they won't be preparing for next week because they're not playing next week because they just lost.
Attaboy.
It's crazy.
And
wanna-
please go.
I wanted to say something else about Team Tam. Although the score sheet doesn't show it that well, you know, Ayush only dropping 10 and Sean only dropping 8. They're really like good competitors. Like they were keeping their team in the game the whole time. I just wanted to say that I respect them as competitors because like it was really hard to guard them.
Yeah. I mean, you guys clearly did a good job, but I think some of it was them guarding themselves.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
take what you want from
Mental
that.
defense
Yeah.
on oneself.
And lastly, I do want to say, no, I don't, because
Yeah,
I
good
forgot what
point,
I was going to
Brady.
say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
So where do we see Calderone in the rest of these playoffs?
I mean, nobody thought they would make it this far, so
Yeah.
I don't even. It's hard to
Actually,
hard
no.
to put
Give
him in the
credit,
box.
Sebastian Calderone. Everyone called him a madman. Everyone was memeing that picture in the chat where he had Calderone winning.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
guess what? He was like probably the only man in the entire micro big bracket challenge to predict that correctly.
There was one
if
other
I would have
guy.
submitted one, then I would have
Om
picked
Patel.
us too.
Om Patel.
Om
too.
Patel took
Shout out to you.
took Team Tam to lose, which is crazy, but
Bracket busted.
bracket busted indeed.
I had them going Final Four. My bracket's busted.
Yeah,
don't
I
know
mean,
about
we
you
definitely
guys.
had them winning
Yeah.
more than one. I mean,
Yeah.
more than 0 games, but
I
So-
honestly thought they were the best team, to be honest. Because I thought Sean was like the best player.
I believe at one point in the power rankings they were the top team.
yeah,
they were.
We
Consensus.
had a lot of people were saying they had the 2 best players in Recball going into the season. Ayush, that being Ayush and Sean.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy to think that they're out. But that again shows you playoffs is a different season.
Oh,
It
how the
does-
mighty have fallen.
It doesn't matter like how good you were. It just matters how you do this one game.
This is why we play the games. And let me give a shout out to the rec department for having the playoffs work like this, like a March Madness type
Yeah,
thing.
that's
This is
awesome.
electric. Like,
Yeah.
We
it's
love
it's
that.
an awesome way to have playoffs.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
Yeah. Also, quick shout out to Mrs. Henderson for being able to get all these games filmed. They're all posted on YouTube
Oh,
if
yeah.
you guys want to watch
Check those
the
out.
film. You probably should if you're going on to the next round. You know, scout your next opponent. But yeah, that was awesome. But talking about next opponent, I want to go through the next round predictions.
Let's go.
So for the first matchup, let's go to Nagi versus West. This is a 10-15 game, I believe. In the big gym. It's going to be a big crowd, hopefully. I did remember. Sorry. Please pause. I remembered what I was going to say when I forgot.
Oh, great.
When you're the lower seed in playoffs and you have a lead, every single person in the fan section is on your side,
Yeah.
which I
Exactly.
think definitely played a role into Team Ramsonelli. I guess we can say now, Team Ramsonelli winning.
Rams.
Like everybody, and it was a big crowd was cheering for them.
Yeah.
And so that definitely plays a shift in the momentum. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I was gonna say.
It's a good point.
So again, we have Team Nagi versus Team West.
We're gonna pack the barn on this
It's
one.
Yeah.
it's honestly a shame that the playoffs are all like 2 of the games are at the same time because I would want to watch
Yeah.
all 4 of these games.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say Team Nagi's probably gonna win.
I would have to agree.
Well-
Sorry to do this to our own Colin West, but
Yeah, I think Ben put it in a great way last week's podcast. He said that Team Nagi is just athletically dominant, and I agree with that. Team Nagi is just
The team to beat.
Yeah, they're the 1 seed. They're the team to beat. It's gonna be a very hard game for Team West.
Yeah, you guys know my take already. I have Team West winning and going to the finals, and I stand by that. It's all happening the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
And like I said before, we got insight on that 1-3-1. We've played them once already,
Yeah, that's true.
so I'm not counting us out. But it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully, we get the side of the crowd on our side.
Yeah,
too,
you definitely
since
will
we're
have
a
the
big
the
underdog.
crowd support. That's for sure. I'll be
Yeah.
there rooting for you, Colin.
Thank you, man.
Of course.
Appreciate that.
Other 10-15 game, Little Gym. Kind of makes sense. It's gonna be Team Calderone versus
Sheesh.
Team Townsend. I mean, like, I don't want to say Team Townsend because I want Team Calderone to win and I want that Cinderella story to continue. But how can I say Team Rahim winning that? I have to go Team Townsend.
It's hard to say Team Calderone with a clear head.
Yeah.
It's really hard to. I have a quote here from Tim Breen, who will be playing for Team Townsend. He's expecting a really good game from Caleb Paul, hitting a lot of threes, especially from the corner. So, Rahim, maybe that's some tips there. You got to guard Caleb in the corner.
Yeah, keep eye out
But
for him.
yeah, I say it's not out of reach for you guys. Townsend isn't the worst opponent to play, but I'm still taking Townsend.
They did beat Team Tam by 30.
They did do that, yeah.
Yeah.
We
I still
also
can't
beat them by
believe that.
20.
Yeah.
We also
That
beat
was-
them by like at least 20.
Yeah.
So.
I'm thinking it's going to be an even game. This far in, you just really
never
never
know.
know. It's going to be packed, I think. And I think everyone in the crowd is going to be rooting for Calderone.
Yeah.
And that's always huge. So honestly, it's a toss-up for me.
My question is, will there be a crowd for this game? Because we have our. It really depends on how close the West Nagi
Yeah.
game is.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
If
guess
I
this is-
wasn't playing, then I would have watched your game, to be honest.
If I wasn't playing, I would have watched your game. That sounds like a really fun game to like
Mhm.
be a part of the student section for.
Like, we've played Team Townsend before, and I've seen Team Townsend play a lot of games, and I'm just gonna say I have to pick Team Townsend for this one by at least 10, to be honest.
You said,
I
hey, you
don't-
said the same thing. Maybe you're trying to jinx yourself.
I just think that
Knock
Team
on-
Townsend's just
Reverse
way
jinx.
better
Yeah,
than
reverse
us, to be
jinx.
honest.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
The next game, 11:30, Big Jim, Henderson versus Seymour. I'll start it off. I said this already. I think Team Seymour is gonna win.
Team Henderson better, I fear.
Please go through. Yeah. I'm sure you guys will all see Team Henderson, like the same thing that for you, for
Well,
Nagi and
look
West.
at the scrimmage. We know the entire Team Nagi was playing like to their full strength, and Team Henderson lost by 3. And I think if we're taking Team Nagi to be this huge favorite to win, and Henderson's only losing by 3, I don't really see any way you guys can win.
I was actually commentating that game, and Team Henderson was down by like 20 at the half, and then like Team Nagi stopped trying.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah, I did watch the whole game, but we'll see. I still gotta go with Seymour.
I have
Obviously.
faith
I'm gonna
in
have
Team
to
Henderson.
disagree.
I have faith.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Brady. I like your optimism, but I just think that Team Henderson is a fierce competitive team, and they just have more depth than you guys. Honestly, like you guys are a good team. They just got more depth. So.
Yeah, I got to agree. I think Henderson, I'm expecting big things from them. I think they're going to go all the way.
All the way, really.
I think it's either Nagi or Henderson all the way.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
And the other game going on at this time, hopefully, by the way, we'll have the crowd because we're the 7th seed. I'm not sure how we're that low, but we are the 7th seed. 11:30, Little Jim, Collins versus McGinn. I have Collins winning that.
I also have Collins winning
Yeah.
that and winning the finals.
Yeah, I think Collins is gonna make it to the finals. I think they'll lose to
Yeah.
Nagi, but
I think Collins is gonna make it to the
Well,
finals.
Nagi won't be in the finals. So.
that's true.
I got to say Collins.
Yeah, it's a fair assessment. I don't know if there's much else to say there. Just a better team overall, especially with Eli and Will healthy.
Well, Will's not healthy, but
Oh, Eli healthy and
Eli's
Will
healthy.
playing.
Even Will just on the court is
Yeah,
pretty big.
yeah.
Is it time for our special announcement?
Yeah, I
Brady?
think it is time for a special announcement. Without further ado, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of asking me and Colin, I'm sure, about the Recball All-Star Game, and we'd like to officially announce the technical roster of players. We don't have teams yet.
Yes, we will be having a draft
Yeah.
soon. Hopefully televised here on Westborough TV. Not sure about that yet. Not sure about the logistics. We'll get a draft recorded out to you guys at some point.
Yeah.
With the two captains.
In the soon future. And these captains will be, I'm sure you could guess, Jacob Linsky and Sean Tam. With you want to just go through the pool?
The pool of
The pool
starters?
of players, yeah. So let's the starters. I can take the starters. It's gonna be Connor Nagi, Jake Rotako, Brady Henderson, Hayden Goulet, Kevin Shue, Aiden Warner, Chucky Moe, Chucky Snow, and Matt Mendez as the 10 starters with Jacob and Sean also starting, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have Taylor and soon to be named assistant coaching against Rohan and Tito as the coach and assistant duo for over there, which will be very, very fun to see.
Yes, this is going to be a fun game. For the reserves, we have Adam Steinberg, Brendan McDermott, myself, Michael Lelliker, Mikey
Big
Mike.
Mikey Bigman,
Yeah.
Brendan Martin, Tommy McGinn, Jackson Bond, Bossam Majid, Brady Volan, and Jay McCullough.
I do also want to say this is upperclassmen only, so like there's definitely like a few like underclassmen that probably deserve to make it over some of the names said.
Names that come to mind are Tim Breen, Eli Warsick.
Yeah, those guys definitely would have made it if it was normal, but it's not because I want to give some older guys some love, you know. But and just in general, like I'm sure Michael Lombardo is going to be in my ear about this, but you really can't have 3 all-stars. Like that's just going to take up way too much space.
Yeah.
So we just had to choose 2, and you have next year, Michael.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna hear about snubs for a while. But
Yeah.
we'll
get an all-snub team.
Me
maybe.
and Brady have spent sleepless nights coming up with this list.
Yeah,
so,
ton of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely get excited for that. We're also not sure exactly the date. We're guessing it's probably going to be that's the Saturday or the weekend after the finals.
Mm-hmm.
But
At some point.
yeah,
Still
we'll
finalizing the details.
We'll get you guys to finalize details as soon as possible. I think other than that about wraps up this very packed week of predictions, going over the games.
Yeah.
What a podcast. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Brady Volan on behalf of all of Fulkert Press, signing out. Yeah, we'll have to get a snub team going. That could be a fun article.
Yeah.
Too.
Yo, snub
Yeah.
team. I feel like I could absolutely be a bench player on a snub team.
Nah.
If it's upper